So I'm going to welcome our next speaker, who will give us a modern take on lessons learned from a tech entrepreneur. Please welcome Renata Black, co-founder and CEO at Ebby.
Hello. Hi, ladies. Well, this is super exciting. Thank you so much for having me. I'm super stoked to be here. I am actually connecting in from Kenya. So I took the liberty of getting out of the US. And one of the benefits of having your own business is that you work all the time anyways. So why not work all the time anyways from a remote area? So this has been really, really cool. So my name is Renata Black. I'm the co-founder of Ebby, which is a killer seamless underwear company that delivers product and purpose in a box. So my talk, and I don't know if there's questions here or is it just if it's just a talk, but my talk is really just about 7 things that I've learned as a tech Latin entrepreneur that has a celebrity co-founder. We started Ebby at the beginning of 2018. And we've been around for this is going to be third year. This has been a very interesting year. But within this time, one of the most important things that I think that I've learned is being VC backed has been unbelievable. And if you are going to be raising money, definitely look into being VC backed because of all the benefits that it brings. When you are VC backed, you have not only just the investment of a VC, but also you have them bringing in all these type of resources that you normally would never have. They help you with your financial model. They help you find other investors. They help you with the documents, the seed documents. They actually have the insight from a subscription and e-commerce landscape where they can give you insight from so many different companies. So I think one of the biggest things that I've learned is that being VC backed has been incredibly useful. And I always tell my VC, which is from Azure Capital, even if they had never invested money, the value that they've given just on the value that they bring to the company it goes without, I couldn't even amount to that. The second thing is, there really isn't a silver bullet to business. I mean, we are first and foremost a fit company because we're an underwear company. We're all online, so we're a tech company. We are a women's empowerment brand because we give 10% of our proceeds to help women to start their own businesses out of microfinance. So we're also a women's empowerment business, and we're body diverse. So when you're in a company like this, you're a subject matter expert in so many different realms, which what I would say my second lesson really is that you want to align yourself with ninjas, even if they're a little bit pricey. It'll end up costing you a lot of money in the future, because what you want to know is that you don't have to know everything, but you do have to align yourself with people that do know. And one of the things that I found to be very helpful is when you have a strong conviction and you're unwavering in what you're going to be doing with your life, and you better be, because it's going to be really tough, you're going to enroll people into the possibility of what you're doing. And enrolling people, for example, I remember enrolling the COO of Harry's to be on my advisory board because I had this strong conviction. It's the intimates industry, $13 billion industry. Victoria's Secret is the worst performing stock on the S&P, and we're going to come in and we're going to take a big market share, dominate. And if I have your help, then I'm going to get there faster. And when you have that strong conviction, people really believe in people and ideas that drive that. So I would say really get great people along your side right from the beginning, even if they're advisors and the people that work for you. It's okay. Not everybody is a software engineer, but if you are able to bring people who know what your weaknesses are and that can complement you, it's a strong recipe for success. The third thing is about influence. So I'm very fortunate to have Sofia Vergara as my co-founder, and it was unbelievable to have her go on national TV and talk about Ebby, and it was amazing because she really loved the company and has been highly invested in it. But the reality about influence is that it's just not a silver bullet. There's a lot that goes into it. And my advice is when you're doing influencer deals, there's a lot of things to look at. And so a couple things that I think will be really helpful for you. Number one, every influencer out there is trying to start their own business in their own way. And the one thing that they don't have is access to analytics and understanding how they really perform with conversion. So if you want to enroll an influencer to work with you, you come at it from a different perspective and say, hey, listen, you don't really know if you're charging enough or if you're charging too little, or if you're charging too much, because you don't really know how you're converting. They're not a brand. They don't have that level of analytics. They don't have stores that they might be selling product. So one way that I've found that has been really effective in bringing influencers on to work with you is to really approach them from a business perspective and say, hey, listen, let's do this campaign together. We could do a rev share, but I can show you how to monetize your influence, because I understand how to drive paid media, and I understand how to create ads, what ads perform, what ads don't. And a couple of things that I will tell you is that high value, high quality videos on Facebook don't perform as much as just organic. And I'm sure that you already know that, but that goes on an influencer level as well. So I would advise, if you're interested in doing celebrity or influencer deals, they have to have a genuine love for your product, a genuine love for what you stand for, because the customers really, really sense that. And if it's not genuine, and if it's an endorsement deal, well, it's really not that unique. But if you find somebody that does, approach them from the business perspective and say, hey, listen, we can make this. It's not just about what you can do now, but what about the value that you can create? And I can deliver you a package of the metrics that you create, the conversion that you create, the click-throughs that you create, the content that works, and you can then take that to the bank. And I have been incredibly successful. I'm just doing a campaign right now that's called the Bare Truth Project, where women are talking about their bare truth in their underwear to destigmatize what we're showing on social media and what we're really feeling, and providing women with the tools for emotional distress. And I partnered with Deepak Chopra on this. Now I was able to get 50 influencers to do this for free, because I'm adding value to their followers by giving them access to these tools. So just a different way of looking at influencer marketing is really about the value that you can add to that influencer's life and things that they might be short on. So that's just my 2 cents. The fourth, no, my third lesson is, there really isn't one silver bullet to startups and tech. You're constantly iterating on your content. You're constantly iterating on your business. The customers that have helped you build your business might not be the customers that are going to scale your business necessarily. So always take a mindset of testing and iterating and learning, and within that, it could be an excruciating process. But my fifth lesson is really about detaching yourself from the company. So although you might have built the company, are not the company. And when you can detach yourself from the company, it makes it easier for you to problem solve. It makes it easier for you to see things in a more objective manner. So I have found that detaching myself from the company and looking at things like the company, not like if they were mine, even though they are, allows me to show up much more powerfully, and allows me to be able to be much more objective with the company. The last couple to, this is just a quick 1-2 punch, is you're always going to be raising, right? It doesn't matter, if you did a big raise, you're going to be doing another raise. So just get in the mindset that you're always going to be raising. And I always think of Guns N' Roses. Does Guns N' Roses ever get tired of singing Paradise City? Probably, but they go out and do it like it was their first time anyways. Make sure that when you're pitching, because you're pitching a lot, people might not know about your industry. Always start with how big the industry, what is the industry, and what is that person, pretend that they know nothing, and your metrics, some metrics might mean a lot to you, but just get to the next meeting. That's the most important thing, is do a pitch, get to the next meeting, and they're really just going to fall in love with, they're betting on the person, because there's tons of ideas out there. So make sure you have a really strong, compelling story, and that they can tell that you're incredibly dedicated and that you're surrounding yourself with the right people. That leads me to my 2 final points, which is what really matters is going to be your financial model. And if you have one or don't have one, this is going to be like your Bible. Make sure that you have a financial model that you feel really confident, that you know how to manage, that you can run different scenarios, because ultimately that's what investors want to be able to see. They want to see that you have a realistic kind of objective viewpoint to raising capital, that you're going to be able to be profitable at some point, and that you are going to be able to also scale. So that's basically it, what I have for you guys today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me, renata@joineby.com, renata@join-eby.com. If anybody wants any free undies, you can do a promo code TY20 at joineby.com. And I hope that was super helpful.